Spillover is the question of the day. We've got a lot of people coming into our team every day now, and I'm getting the question, how does spillover work as we come in and become independent resellers of the IT products in OnPassive? And it's a really, really good question. I'm Mike Ellis, by the way, and I really want to answer that question today. I'll try and be as succinct as I can to give you an idea of how spillover works and how much spillover you can expect. Before I talk about spillover, it's really, really important that you understand how the 3x10 force matrix works. This is the way OnPassive has decided to pay us as we come in and become independent resellers of the IT products. And as we look at this 3x10 force matrix, as we come into OnPassive and are placed in the overall business 3x10 force matrix, we have to pick a membership level, whether it's the 25, 125, 250, or 500. And for each membership level, we get a product package with each membership level. And we can pick the 25, the 125, 250, or 500. If we pick the 125, we also have to pay for the first level also. That would be a total of $150. It's the same with the third and the fourth levels. If we come in and pick the fourth level, the third level, or the fourth level, we have to pay for the first, second, third, and fourth if we're in the fourth level. The second level is $150. The third level is $400, and this is a month. And the fourth level is $900 a month. So as you come in, we will all be customers in this 3x10 force matrix initially. And then as we come in and pick a membership level, we click a button in the back, and then we become independent resellers of the IT product. As that happens, we will start to develop our team, our own matrix within the overall OnPassive matrix, the 3x10 force matrix. We will also be developing our own 3x10 force matrix within the overall company matrix. So that's kind of a quick recap of how the 3x10 matrix works, how we're all coming into the company matrix. And of course, as we become an independent reseller of the IT product, we can now be paid through OnPassive. I want to run over to this chart right here. And as we come into the overall matrix, we will start developing our own team. Let's say this individual comes in and he's going to start his own team. He brings in 3 people. Those 3 people will go directly under him in the first position. You can only have 3 positions in that first level, and these individuals will go right underneath him. Let's say this individual is not a particular big builder, but the individual above him is a builder, and he brings in an additional 9 people. He's already got his 3, and those 9 will be the spillover that this team is going to get. Now, if he brings in 9 people, he's already got 3, so only 3 of those individual people are going to spill over into this individual's 3x10 force matrix that he's developing, his team. And if we take those 3 people, let's say this individual, he's brought in 3, this individual has already brought in 3, and this individual has already brought in 3. The 3 people that are going to spill over are going to go top to bottom, left to right, so they are going to spill over into this individual's team, and that spillover is going to give him 3. So he's going to have his 3 on his first level. Now, if the individual above this guy right here, or this gal, doesn't bring any more people in, then these individuals are going to have to build their team on their own. And let's say this individual is a builder, and he brings in an additional 9 people after these 3. Those 9 people are going to flow, again, down below, left to right, and fill the second level of his team, which is this guy's third level. 1, 2, 3. And it's going to fill these 9 positions. Now, if this individual continues to build, these individuals are going to get spillover. These individuals are going to get spillover because of his efforts. If this individual is not a builder, then these three individuals will not get any more spillover because he's not a builder either. But let's say this guy in the middle here is a builder and he brings in an additional 9 people. Again, he's going to fill his team. These individuals aren't going to get any spillover because the individuals that this person is bringing in is filling his team. So as we look at spillover, it really depends on the individuals that are above you, the sponsor above you, their sponsor, and their sponsor's sponsor, and how big of a builder they are. That will determine the amount of spillover that this individual gets. It will determine the amount of spillover that these individuals get, and it will determine the amount of spillover that these individuals get, because they also are builders. There's a builder here, a builder here. Let's say this individual is not a builder. We already know that this individual is not a builder. And let's say the sponsor above them has kind of tapped out. They're not building anymore. This individual is not going to get any spillover, none whatsoever, because he is not a builder. Now, hopefully some of the people that he brought in are builders, but if they're not builders, they also are not going to give these individuals spillovers as their team grows. So as we look at this, spillover is really kind of a tricky thing. You could come into OnPassive, and even though OnPassive has 65,000 individuals that have come in at the early bird position and will be filling the matrix as they launch to the world, it's possible that you could get no spillover whatsoever. It's also possible if you've got someone above you that is a builder, and let's say they bring in 9,000 people, which is possible. You could have individuals that are in just a great leg, that have tremendous builders, that could come in and day one could have 3,000 people under them, 3,000 people under them. But it's also possible coming into OnPassive, even if you're in, let's say you're the third person in OnPassive, but all 63,000 people came in underneath the second and third person in OnPassive. It's possible that you will get no spillover whatsoever. Now, spillover is a big deal, and I think over time everybody will get spillover because of the way OnPassive is structured. You have to understand that OnPassive is going to drive traffic for everybody in OnPassive, so your team will build because of the efforts of OnPassive. And it can either be independent resellers, the IT products, or it can be customers, because OnPassive will be bringing in both. And it doesn't really matter who lands in your team. You will get paid for them at the level that they come in at. So if a customer comes in at the $150 level, that's the first and the second membership level, you're going to get paid for that customer. And we don't care if it's an independent reseller, the IT product, or a customer, you get paid the same. The only difference with an independent reseller of the IT product, hopefully you will have individuals coming into your team that want to build their business. Now, why do people want to build their business quicker than just waiting for OnPassive to build it? It cuts time frames. And anytime you can cut time frames, obviously your income increases quicker, and that's why we're all here, to increase our bottom line as quickly as we can. But spillover is one of those tricky things. It really depends on where you land in the matrix and what kind of builders you have above you. If you have builders above you, you will get spillover. If you do not have builders above you, chances are your spillover initially is going to be very, very small. So we will have people coming into OnPassive, getting a position in OnPassive, and getting massive spillover. You could get 100, 500, 1,000 people in your team very, very quickly. And remember, regardless of how these individuals land in your team, there are no qualifiers here. If they land in your team, you get paid for them. So spillover, yeah, it's a big deal, but I don't think you should count on spillover. I think over time, everybody will get spillover, everybody's team will grow, and everybody will be forced to be successful, make money now. But spillover is one of those things. We're not going to know really how much spillover you get until OnPassive launches to the world. We see how the 3x10 force matrix is going to be filled, and then you're going to see what kind of builders you have above you, because you will see the spillover immediately if you've got builders above you. If you do not have builders above you, your spillover will be negligible as we launch to the world. But again, you will get spillover over time. Now, let me take you over to the compensation program. And let's talk about what myself, Marty, and I are doing. Marty DeGarmo, Dan Street, they are my partners. As we came into OnPassive and we started looking at OnPassive, we really did not think about spillover. We don't know what kind of spillover we're going to get as OnPassive launches to the world. We might get a little bit, we might get none. And it really doesn't matter to us because we are builders. We know how to build a team. And as OnPassive launches to the world, we will literally fill this matrix in 365 days in a year. We will build this whole matrix out. And the way it works, let's say as OnPassive launches to the world, and let's say we're on the 5th level. From that point, we will start our own matrix within the company matrix. So we will build this whole matrix out within the company matrix wherever we land. And as we look at that, if we're on the 5th level someplace, right in here in the 243, even if we're in the 6th or 7th or 8th level, it doesn't matter. We will start our own independent matrix within the OnPassive matrix. And as we look at this, we can only have 3 people on our first leg, Marty, Dan, and I. Marty is, we've put him at the top, and then Dan and I have come underneath him. And we will build this complete matrix out in a year. And what we're going to do is fill the gap, any gaps that come in our matrix, we will fill that gap because of what we do, because of the amount of people that we bring in, because we know how to build a business. Now, the individual that came in the 3rd position of Marty DeGarmo, when OnPassive starts, he needs to call Marty and give him a thank you, a profuse thank you to Marty, because he doesn't know what's going to be happening to his life. But that 3rd individual, I'm number 1, Dan's number 2, and there's a 3rd individual in Marty's team, and we're under Marty right now. That 3rd leg, what it's going to be doing for that individual is absolutely going to be awesome. But that's kind of the pick of the draw. Because Dan, Marty, and I know how to build a team, anybody that comes into our team is going to do extremely well. That individual that came in number 3, his life is going to change in ways they never thought could happen. But as we look at the matrix that we're going to be developing, yes, we will bring in 3, then 9, then 27, then 81. And guys, a lot of this stuff is already done because we've been working on this for a year. And as we come in and it launches to the world, our matrix within the corporate matrix has already started to fill. And we already have people on our team that are going to be coming in as we launch to the world and actually building their team out so that they can cut time frames and increase that bottom line. So our matrix is going to start filling very, very quickly. And any gaps in our matrix, let's say we get down to the 5th level and there's a gap on level on the individual that came in on the 5th level at 200. And they're just not building very, very quickly. We will come in and start to fill that gap. But we also have people on our team that are going to be building. They will be filling gaps too. So this is really a team effort to fill this matrix in 365 days and get people developing that bottom line, that residual income, and that walk-away money. And it's going to happen very, very quickly for our team. And I think a year is pretty dang quick to build this matrix out. Our goal is to get to a place where we bring the 86,000 people in or so, and they've come in either at the 1st level, one of the levels here, but our goal is to get everybody that comes in over to the 4th level. And as we look at the 4th level, it's $1 million a month, but the cumulative is $2 million a month. And our goal is to fill this whole matrix and get to the point where Obviously, Marty's making $2 million a month, and then we will continue to fill it, and Dan and I will get in that same position. I don't think that's very, very hard to do. And when you look at spillover, especially on our team, the spillover will be substantial for the people on our team because of the way we build. We build top to bottom, left to right. Any gaps that we find, we are going to fill. Again, we can only have 3 people. Anybody that we bring in above that 3 spills down top to bottom, left to right. So spillover on our team is going to be a really, really big deal. I think it'll be a big deal in the overall on passive. I just think we're going to do it quicker. But on passive, regardless of where you are, eventually in time, you will get spillover. It's almost impossible not to get spillover because of the way on passive is structured and the way it's going to work. I just believe on our team it's going to happen quicker. So initially, when anybody comes in, they can only have 3 individuals on their first level. Any individuals that come in from their sponsors will flow down under them and will build their team. And I just think as on passive grows, as our team grows, the spillover it really does become a waterfall, and people on our team are going to be getting people, either the independent resellers, the IT products, or customers, and they're not really going to know where they came from, but they came from those individuals above you that sponsored you, or their sponsors, or their sponsor's sponsor, and those individuals are going to be coming in and filling this matrix. I hope that makes sense, guys. Spillover is one of those things as we launch to the world. It's really, really hard to determine what kind of spillover you're going to get until we actually start filling the 3x10 corporate matrix. After that, I think spillover will be a common thing throughout the overall unpassive matrix, 3x10 force matrix, because of the way it's structured, because unpassive is going to be driving traffic for us. And you never know when that individual is going to come into your team that is a builder. And then obviously, if they're a builder, the individuals under them will get additional spillover. So spillover, it's one of those tricky things. You really, really don't know how much you're going to get until we start filling the 3x10 force matrix, until unpassive starts doing that. They won't start doing that until they launch to the world. And from there, you're going to see if you're one of those individuals that got under some builders, and maybe you've got 100 or 200 or 300 or 400 or 500 individuals underneath you, or maybe you're an individual that doesn't have any builders above you and you don't have any spillover whatsoever as it launches to the world. Either way, don't worry about it. Over time, because of what unpassive is going to be doing for us, because they're driving traffic for us, and they are starting to build everybody's team, eventually, I believe you will get spillover just because of the way unpassive is structured. So moving forward, don't be too concerned about spillover. Marty, Dan, and I, we've never ever thought about spillover. We will build our team, and we will build it because it's what we do. We know how to do that. I understand there are people in unpassive that don't have those skill sets. Again, don't worry about it because of the way Ash Mufareh and his team have structured unpassive. Everybody, and I mean everybody, will be forced to be successful. Some people, it'll happen very, very quickly just because they're in a position that they're in. If you're not an individual that gets a ton of spillover, don't worry about it. Over time, and I'm not talking about years, guys. I believe over the months to come, believe me, your residual income is going to grow. It just has to happen. It's the way the company is structured. So I hope that helps kind of explain spillover, what's going to be happening as we launch. And from there, I just believe all of us are in a great position to win. And that's why we're here, because Unpassive was made for you and I, and everybody, and I mean everybody in Unpassive over time will win. That's it for today, guys. Have a great week, a great day. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, I would recommend you do that. I'll have more in the weeks to come as Ash releases what's happening in Unpassive. I'll come on, do another video, and just give you updates on what's happening. So if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, go ahead and go down below, subscribe, and in the near future, I'll have more for you. All good news. Spillover, one of those things that I believe will help everybody Might not help you immediately, but it will help everybody over time. So that's it, guys. Take care, and we'll absolutely see you at the top. Bye.